Welcome back. Yeah. It's Pat DeLuca here with Eric Oler. I'm actually not sure what your title is, Eric. He's the head of the service guys. I guess is the
Yeah, that's kind of me. So I'm going to walk you through some of what we've been doing in the service division and how we try to make your lives a little bit easier. Our team, the first line of defense when you contact us either via the service portal or email or problem reports is myself, Pete Vimislik, and Vic Danowski. Pete and Vic have been here far longer than me, but they've got different backgrounds and they're very knowledgeable, so I rely on them a lot still. And if I can't, I've got helpful people like Pat, Tom. Our whole team really is we all sit very close to each other. It's why we're able to help you so quickly. So we take a lot of pride in that. What I'm going to walk you through is our service portal, some of the features that are in it, what our knowledge base looks like, and how that's helpful. So starting with the portal. You all have either been sent this link when you've been invited to it, or if you haven't been, I will send the link. We'll make the link a part of the materials that go out with this meeting. But the first screen you'll get to is this. And at the very top is the option to first help yourself, to first find the information you're looking for. So a common one that we get is an error that DP2 isn't licensed. And sure enough, there's an article on this. We know the answer. If it's not licensed, you should check the following, and we have the steps you can take. And this fix works probably 9 out of 10 times. And similarly, we have the same functionality for our bug fixes. So when we fix a bug in a new version of DP2 or KC2, we enter what the bug was and we enter the version that it was fixed in. So if we take dark line, there's a dark line in my chroma keyed images. I can see, oh, that was fixed in 20.1.65 and I'm only on 20.0. So back to that service portal, I could request an upgrade. The other options you have from that point are to first and foremost report a problem. This is what most of you would be doing. And you can describe the issue, tell us what it's in, if it's KC2, DP2, something else, if it's SQL, if it's on your web server. Try to be as specific as possible. Attach any screenshots for us. You can still use the other methods of support, the email box and submitting a problem report through DP2. We monitor all 3 of them. This is just a good direct way, and it's the way we'll communicate your problem after the fact. So even if you do create a problem report, we're going to import it into a ticket here and work it that way. It's a way that we can ensure that even if Pete is off or Vic is off or I'm off, that one of us does address it quickly. So all your problems will end up in the portal and you'll get notifications when we update it, when we ask for more information, or when we close it and resolve it, which we hopefully do a lot. The other options you have from the service desk are to request a feature. And I see a question in our question box that is relevant to this because it is actually a feature request from Mark Roseboom. So I will copy and paste that into a new feature request. It was DP2, and he's wondering if the order search could allow for partial strings, so not just starting left to right. So if you're searching the database for an order, instead of having to know the beginning of the string of that order, if you could just search on a wildcard like %123. And that is a feature request. So
something to note while Eric's typing is you can see over there on the right of the screen that as he's typing, he's also it's bringing up kind of related articles and other things that are happening in the system.
Just in case we fix it and don't know it.
Or if you see somebody else has reported it, you can say, oh, this is the second. Or you can actually even go to those and kind of find out if somebody else is having the same issue, there might be a different kind of a resolution in there other than just being a bug fix, right? Or somebody might have reported that as a feature already, or asked for it, requested it as a feature already.
Yep, and Kathy actually says that already works, so
Yeah.
we might have to find out how that already works, and
Yeah.
it may.
Okay.
I've only been here since October. I'm learning new things all the time. The other options you have there are to report a bug. If you find something wrong with our software, we want to know about it. We're very responsive. We're very quick to address bugs. We meet every week to look at the ones that have been reported, and we're very quick in turning them around and getting them into the next build. Then if you want, there is the option to just ask a question or request assistance. We are, of course, limited in how far we can assist you with your lab's environment, but we try our best. If you have a new server that you're putting in and you need help migrating it, or if your dog is sick, I don't know, we'll answer any question. We'll try our best. So those are some of the features with the service desk. What it looks like from our end is we would see in our dashboard, oh, a new feature request has come in from this man Eric Test. What does he want? Oh, that looks like a good feature request. Or in this case, it's something that's already fixed. But we'll address it here. We'll make comments. You'll see the comments. When it does eventually make it into our roadmap, you'll get a notification that says, this is coming soon. Look for it in our next release. And then in the release notes, you'll see a little line there with your feature. It's kind of neat. So back to my PowerPoint. You'll also have the option, if you're already registered in our system, which most of you should be, you will have the option when you report a problem to share it with the test lab, or the test lab is the test ID that I made, but it would be your lab's name there. Or if you just want it to be a private request, if it's with your lab, it will include all the contacts that we have in our system for your lab, as well as your account manager. So they'll all be in the loop the entire time. And of course, if it's a private request, I can't imagine what a private request would be for us, but the option is there. And finally, one of the things that I've taken a lot of pride in making our team better at being is responsive to feedback and to customer input. We are continually trying to improve the way we do things, both in the development end, in the service end, in the QA end. And to that end, we have a bi-weekly meeting with the Scrum team that I am the Scrum Master for, where we welcome all suggestions. If anybody sees anything, not just with our software, but a way we can do things better, anyone on our team is able to chime in and make that suggestion, and we try to improve it. It's something that I've worked in other service organizations that don't do that at all, that are hesitant to change things because they think they know the best way already. I know that we don't. I know that we always have ways we can improve. So I'm always reaching out to my team and to you to find ways to do that. Our team actively creates new knowledge in the knowledge base that I showed you before. Anytime we find a resolution or we have to bother Tom or Paul or Steve or one of the developers for a solution, if it's something that we could have fixed for you, we create a new knowledge base article. Especially if it's something you could have fixed yourself. And then you'll be able to find it the next time, and we'll be able to find it if we're trying to troubleshoot it. And I already went over kind of your feedback when things get on our roadmap. We're working on having a better way to communicate those, because right now it's just after you put in your feature request, you'll get an email and saying it's coming soon. But I know Microsoft and some of the bigger software development organizations do have a publicly facing roadmap where you can vote for features that you want to see, and we always listen. So if we hear a feature request that has been mentioned before, we always add a note to say another person asked for this. So don't be afraid to ask for things twice. Don't be afraid to vote early and vote often for the features that you want to see in the software, because it's yours, and it helps you. It doesn't help us at all, except it gives us a job, I guess. So that is pretty much it. I see I've got some questions down below. Well, that's just a comment. Thank you, Ariel. That is a great feature. Is there a way to browse all the articles in Service Desk? From Karen. There isn't yet. I'm working on that. There is an index feature. We can build that out so that it looks a little bit more like a wiki and sort it out by maybe bug fixes by version. There's a couple things we're playing with. It's a really neat tool, and the main thing we wanted was a more streamlined approach to answering your problems and your questions. Before, when you had the outlet of the problem report or the email box or calling Pete directly, it got a little confusing, and we didn't really have a way to know who's been working on this problem, what the resolution was. We didn't have a good way to streamline all that. So Service Desk has been very good for that.
And that's not to say, actually, I was thinking as Eric is talking, that's not to say that you might not be asked to send a problem report. There's some real value in getting all that data. Those are things that you're not going to be initially putting into the portal, right, to Service Desk. You'll write the ticket so we're aware things can begin to happen. But depending on what the problem is, we'll determine whether or not we're going to need all those files and folders and session logs and so on in order to be able to understand what's happening.
Yeah, so you didn't do anything wrong if you logged the ticket and then we ask you for a problem report. Sometimes the problem report, if you've ever looked at one, gives you an insane amount of detail that gives us a leg up on fixing the issue.
Right.
Let's see if we have any more. Oh, to clarify, the hope was that the percentage would be inherent with the search and not something, not having to enter a wild card.
So we can go. You can go in and edit. Actually, can show them their requests to do. Can you see that show them that from the portal?
Sure.
So when you're in the portal, you see up in the upper right hand corner.
Yep, that was another thing I forgot.
There's
to do.
a little whatever your icon is.
Yeah. So
right.
When you're logged into the portal, then you'll see this thing in the upper right that says requests, and anytime you can check the status of a request. If maybe you deleted the email, you forgot, maybe you're not sure if it's waiting on you or if it's waiting on us, and if you click my requests, you'll see all the requests that you've made. So you'll see, oh, there it is, and they're not waiting on me. I'm good. Or you can just harass us, put another comment in there, add it. We try to be very, very quick and responsive, but if you're impatient, let us know that too. I don't think I've got any more. Do I have any raised hands? Sorry, I've also been triaging your questions and answers through the day, so I'm looking at both.
Eric has been participating as our organizer, watching the questions and feeding them to us, although you probably heard that over the course of the day, that he's been there with us, helping us out with that stuff, which we thank him for greatly, because it was a technology piece we needed help with.
Well, thank you. You've all been good too. Yeah, and thank you all the labs for attending this. That's all for me.
Okay, thank you.